Why is it lagging? Of course, there's more lag. I'm so tired of this lag. Lag! Oh, it's still lagging. This lag. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello and welcome back. In today's video, we will explore the process of creating texture atlases in the majority of our large assets. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe to stay updated. It means a lot and would really help me out. Our first stop will be textures.com, which is a nice website where you can get texture maps. Pretty much, I just look through the catalog of PBR materials and grab the ones that I think I will use. Once I found one I liked, I got the albedo, normal, roughness, and height maps for the texture. After I found a bunch of different textures that I wanted to use, I moved to a photo editing software. The software I chose to use is called Krita. I used it to edit textures into atlases, which, as portrayed in the intro, gave me a number of issues, but we'll get back to that. The textures that I chose are considered 1K textures, meaning they're roughly 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. So when I made my atlases, I created an image that was roughly 2000 by 2000. An atlas is a texture map containing 2 or more textures that models can draw from. I made very basic atlases that were 2x2s. That's why I chose 2000 by 2000. It allows 4 textures to be placed perfectly next to each other in a cube. Once I created the 2K image, I started to import the textures one at a time. After trial and error, the best workflow I found was to add the height map and the albedo over it. Then blend them together into one map. After that, I added the normal map and the roughness map. That's one of the 4 textures done. Now I just repeat the same process 3 more times and place each texture into its own quadrant. Now, one atlas has been completed. I collected 28 textures from textures.com to use, which breaks down into 7 atlases. We'll speed through those real quick though. And done. Each atlas will be split and exported into 3 different parts: the albedo, the roughness, and the normal. Because of the lag I experienced during this phase, a process that should have taken 3.5 hours at most took close to 11 hours. Anyways, now we're back into Blender. I'll quickly go over how to set the texture atlas maps up, and then we'll get into actually making the assets. This is what my shading trees look like. You have these image texture nodes here, here, and here that sample the 3 parts of the texture: the albedo, the roughness, and the normals. The albedo map gives the color information of the texture, while the roughness map gives the texture information on a black and white scale. Darker colors are rough, lighter colors are smooth. The normal map gives it light information on a tricolor plane. It helps render how light should hit the material. The roughness map plugs into a color ramp, which helps fine-tune the texture of the material if it doesn't look just right. The normal map plugs into a normal map node, which converts the information for the texture. All 3 then get plugged into their respective areas on the principled BSDF, which the BSDF output plugs into the material output, allowing for all 3 maps to be combined. But I've bored you enough with all this information. Here's a super cool time-lapse of me making the assets. Afterwards, I'll go over which assets I think turned out the best, and which ones I think turned out the worst. Also, I don't know what I was thinking, but apparently I thought it was a good idea to put the toilet in the office category. Everybody needs a toilet next to their desk, I guess. Improves the speed of work. Anyways, back to the time lapse. Okay, so I'd have to say my top 3 assets were the generator, the gun locker, and the filing cabinets. Each of these assets I feel were designed and UV unwrapped well, and the choice of which texture where was done nicely. Some honorable mentions I have are the wooden crates, the coffee table, and the wardrobe. The assets I feel I did the worst on are probably the piles of laundry and the stove. The laundry looks weird and broken, so I'm unsure if I'll even use the asset. And the oven's textures don't sit right with me, but it should look fine once it's placed directly next to the other kitchen assets. In the next video, I'll set up the collisions for the assets and export them into Unreal. Then I'll start furnishing and lighting up the building. Hopefully it won't be as repetitive as this video was. Thank you for watching. See ya.